Snyder. I live at 4703 Treat Highway in Adrian, but I also own property in Palmyra Township on the highway. I certainly don't pretend to know everything about the controversial wind turbines. However, I do know that wind is a non-polluting, very renewable resource, unlike coal and oil. And I do not believe that a major malfunction would risk radioactive exposure to thousands of people. My hope is that we can continue to explore green energy solutions so that my great-grandchildren won't grow up believing that the natural color of water in our streams and lakes is brown. I also know that perception is a very important word when it comes to any communication involving change. For me, I can explain this best by describing my perception of having received a diagnosis of cancer. I knew immediately that this was something that had to be fixed if I were to have a future. So I could deny the reality and do nothing, or I could seek help by relying on those with the best advice that I could find. Putting my faith in my doctor, I received the treatments necessary, dealt with the side effects and discomforts involved, and survived. My attitude was absolutely key for me to go through all of this with peace of mind, staying focused on what was most important, that was fighting for a healthy future. With this in mind, I am truly concerned with the attitudes displayed during the other discussions about the wind turbines. What it seemed to me to be an easy decision to create cleaner, safer, renewable energy has instead become a powerfully destructive nightmare in this community. In my opinion, in order to have any constructive discussion on any issue, there's absolutely no place for the delivery or discussion of information in an intimidating, forceful, or threatening manner, such as what I have heard and read about following many of the township meetings. Unfortunately, I feel this has greatly affected the perception of the entire matter in a way that has made the facts clouded at best. As for me, I have had discussions with several people involved on both sides of the issue, and as I did with my own health, I have put my trust in those that were appointed to lead the discussion and to present the appropriate facts to us. I feel confident that they have researched the matter effectively and thoroughly, and I support their desire to bring wind turbines with all the resulting income and positive growth to this community. I can only hope that others might be able to let the dust settle and do the same. I'm quite sure that when light poles first appeared, they were met with equal resistance, but I, for one, appreciate being able to flip the light switch and get immediate results. I hope we can all try to keep the proper perspective and do what is best for the entire community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill Reed, 6275 East Gorman Road, Blissfield, Palmyra Township. Went down to Van Wert yesterday, looked at the wind generators. Oh, probably 15, 20 mile an hour wind. Took a decibel meter with me and learned some stuff. I learned out on the road where there's no wind turbines, nothing running, that you got 50 to 60 decibels just from the wind blowing. Had 15 turbines upwind. Stood on a road. I was probably a quarter of a mile approximately from them. 3 were real close and the other one staggered out. Had 2 right behind me and a total of 5 that staggered out a quarter of a mile. I had to turn my head and cock it to hear the ones upwind because all I could hear was the wind blowing through my ears. Couldn't hear them. You just barely hear them when you turn your head. The ones behind me, I could hear them a little bit, but it wasn't anything. There was still low 50s to low 60s. So if there's wind, I don't know how you differentiate from turbine blade noise as compared to the wind. Separate the two, I ain't got a clue. But that's what that was. This morning, well, no, I talked to a neighbor over there, and he said he didn't really even notice them. They didn't have anything to say. I said, do you have a headache? Do you have anything weird going on with you? No. Okay, another neighbor. He said no problems with them. He said they were good for the county. He said they were doing good on the road. They weren't tearing them all up, and he was very satisfied. He said the same thing. I asked him, you had anything weird going on? You getting sick? Anything weird? Not at all. So basically, that's what I learned from there yesterday. Now this morning, went in front of,
One minute.
okay, went in front of Staples parking lot, out back. Just got a reading, no cars going by. It read 55, 65 decibels. I went in front of Walmart, in front of Myers, and they both read 62, probably because of traffic. So you got, that's what the noise is, just sitting in a parking lot. So, I don't have a problem with them at all. Profit that whoever gets them is gonna make off of them isn't diddly, in my opinion. We ain't talking much money. You guys maybe know. I know what it is. We're not talking money, much money. So, the people that's getting the money off of them and the people that don't get the money off of them, come on, we ain't talking nothing. You need to check that out. So I'm all for them, thank you.
One question. The people you talked to down there, were they getting paid or were they just neighbors?
Neighbors.
So they didn't own the property where the wind turbines were?
No.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions?
I was a little late getting here. I didn't bring anything so I can speak, but I can say enough without even looking. We need progress in Lenawee County.
Start with your name, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bill Winsler, 4449 Sharp Road, Haven, Michigan. People claim that they're too small or too big or too close, and that you people that are saying that, they aren't going to put them on your land. They're only going to be on the people that have enough land to put them on. I heard in the last meeting, people said, well, I want one in my house. My wife says, they aren't going to put them in your house. Well, no, they're not going to put them in your house. They're going to be out in the fields. I drive for Peerless Supply in Adrian. Went to Grand Rapids last couple weeks. There's two of them up there. One's 300 foot in the air, one's 100 foot in the air. No noise whatsoever, no air whatsoever. We need progress. We've lost a lot of factories in Adrian, Michigan. We have a president that says let electrical companies raise the electrical prices sky high. This will help keep the price of electricity down if we put the wind turbines in. So we need them. That'll help everybody. And if you don't think that's not so, be more concerned what our government's doing in Washington, D.C. than worrying about the wind turbines. Because the wind turbines are clean, there's no noise, and they help make progress. And that's what we need in this county. Instead of being a Democrat or a Republican, we should all join together and get it done so that we have progress in this county. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Don O'Connell. I have worked for the operating engineers, Local 324. We're based in Blissfield Township, Michigan. And I'm here tonight representing the many members that live in your community, the members that are in need of these jobs that these projects would create. I've been coming to these meetings also. First of all, I do want to thank you for all your time you put into this and the due diligence. Going up to a wind farm and understanding how it's operating, what the effects are is very important. I'm curious if any of you went up during the construction phase of it. I just happened to be up in Minden about 3 weeks ago. We've got 50 operating engineers working on the project currently, doing the excavation work, doing the pumping of the concrete, running the cranes, running the ditchers, folks that are going to be putting in the drain tile. They're up there working, they're busy. The project in total is like a beehive. It's just a beehive of activity. I saw the county commission, the county road commission there, keeping the roads maintained. They're being compensated for that work because of the extra traffic. The developer up there, who happens to be the same developer that you're looking at down here, possibly, is very interested in local content. Local contractors are employed on the project. Several excavating contractors that employ operating engineers. A crane rental barn, equipment rental barn is gainfully working on that project. I noticed that the Ruth Township welding shop was busier than can be because he's repairing all the equipment up there, the hardware, the grocery stores, the saloons, the restaurants. Everybody is just real excited in the community because of the extra business that is brought to their community during this construction phase of the project.
1 minute.
I just need to let you know that you have many folks in your community that need these jobs. I appreciate the ordinances that you're bringing forward. I believe that maybe by this time next year, we'll be down here helping you construct those. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tony Pate. I live in Blissfield. I have been involved off and on and coming to quite a few meetings in Riga and Ogden. I own property in Riga. My children live in Ogden, and I'm standing up here with the group considered a wind development supporter, and I do support. But I do support. I don't want to be lumped in. There's many people in this room that I feel are supporters of the wind project, but also supporters of the safety, health, welfare, and the property value of our community. So I don't want to be called a wind opposer. I'm a supporter. The jobs, tax revenues, lease payments, government subsidies, noise levels, safety of the workers, safety of our families, safety of people on the ground, helicopter paths, bats, birds, and God knows what else you've had to consider going through this process. All of these are detailed issues that you need to look at. I urge you, well, I look back at what Riga has done as far as passing their ordinance. And some people spoke a minute ago about how Riga has been prohibitive to the developers. I feel that it's not truly prohibitive, since all that Riga has done is ensure that all affected residents have an opportunity to make an individual decision about signing a waiver or a contract with the wind developer. If they don't have an opportunity to put a wind mill on their property, and the farm next to them has that opportunity, and they want to do what they want to do with their land, let them do what they want to do with their land. But don't let them put it so close that it affects the property value of that small piece of land that that farmer sold generations ago to someone and peeled it off and sold it. So the developer wants to pay land leases to the land, wants to pay the land leaseholders and give minimal funds, give no funds whatsoever to the other houses that it affects in the area. So I urge you to modify your draft ordinance to 4 to 5 times the setbacks and take some of that rhetoric that's placed in the Riga ordinance. It does nothing more than ensure that every person that is potentially affected, whether you believe it's safe or unsafe, it's going to kill a bat or a bird or cause a helicopter issue, just ensure that everybody in the area that's affected at 4 to 5 times the distance offset, everyone's affected, is compensated and has the right to make the choice to give or sell their right to the developer. It's safe for everyone, it's the right thing to do. Also, I heard a lot of people have gone to wind farms. I worked underneath a wind development in Iowa for 6 months. In summer, it was wonderful, it was beautiful. I got pictures of it, it was very cool. In the winter, it was very noisy. There was ice flying. It's a dangerous place. Thank you. Consider that in your offsets. Thank you.